Hi, everybody. This is your week 13 midweek update. You are probably missing seeing Eric in these midweek updates. And so let me just remind you that he is making screencasts and sending them out, usually I think at the end of the weekend. And so if you missed the last one, go take a look in your internal messaging box. And you'll see that he gave everybody some feedback on the work from last week in the discussion area. So it was the writing prompt on the Heinz dilemma, and then also the open discussion about caring for others versus caring for self. So it's about 15 minutes. Take some time to go in, and he's just giving you some feedback and some just-in-time teaching on those ideas that you generated last week. I know that he'll probably do the same as we start to wrap up week 13 here, where you are working on writing prompts. I think it's number 13. And you're doing some virtue analysis in here. So Eric has asked you to select a virtue and to really use Aristotle's scale to look at the vice of deficit and the vice of excess. And then what is that sweet spot? What does that golden mean? What does that look like? So you've all picked some awesome virtues. I've read through and you're doing some great work in there. So expect to hear from Eric on that at some point in the next few days. We also have some open discussion going on. You'll notice that this open discussion is different in that it's open for week 13, 14, and 15. So this is really the last open discussion that we have in here that is content related. So anything that comes up for you over the next couple of weeks as you're exploring virtue ethics, as you're thinking about writing essay number 4, you can put any of those questions, thoughts, concerns, considerations in this particular discussion board. Right now, what we're mostly focusing on in here, and it's been really fun, is this prompt that Eric put in here, asking us to think about the virtues that we would look for in somebody that we would want to take on as a partner. So somebody that we love, somebody that maybe we want to live with or spend time with or marry. What do the virtues look like that we're looking for? And there's some really fun ideas being generated in there right now. And so I'll just pull up this document to show you that these are the virtues that a lot of you have identified up at the top. Not surprisingly, honesty, loyalty, faithfulness. But just as important, some of you said, were things like someone who's caring and empathetic, someone who's humorous and witty, somebody who's supportive, somebody who's also has a sense of personal responsibility. And so this is an awesome list. I think a lot of us would agree on these virtues. And then not surprisingly, the things that you said you wish you could avoid in a partner are things like someone who's lying, cheating, someone who's arrogant, maybe someone who has a large ego, is very into themselves, manipulative, inconsiderate, selfish, overly dependent, and needy. So I would absolutely agree with all the things on both of these lists. I'm wondering if you can think of other things too. If you're somebody who hasn't posted yet and you're thinking, oh, I have 2 or 3 virtues I would add, or 2 or 3 attributes that I would add to that class list to suggest that, maybe I'd want to avoid or seek out in a partner, get in there and add those ideas before the discussion closes out on Friday. Okay, some other things going on right now in the quiz area. There's a couple of activities I want to draw your attention to. Activity number 13, let's see, no, it's not 13, it's 18, is what you're working on right now. And activity 19 you'll work on next week. And these are both related to virtue ethics. And I'll just say that the work you're doing in there is specifically designed to point you in the direction of helping you practice the critical thinking and writing skills that you're going to need for essay number 4. So this is not busy work. This is stuff that if you do a good job in here and you're thinking hard and working hard on these 2 activities, then you are doing a huge favor to yourself because you're putting yourself in a position to be ready to write essay number 4. And essay number 4, I hope you've had a chance to take a look at it. It is in the content area under weeks 13 and 14. You can take a look at it, but this is a letter to yourself. So we're asking you to select 3 virtues and to give your future self some advice on how you can hit the golden mean for each of those virtues. So just like I mentioned before, everything we're really doing in the class right now, especially this work in the activities and some of the writing prompts, is really getting you positioned to be able to do a good job of writing that last essay. So looking ahead to week 14, that is up and posted now. So you should be able to go in and see what's coming up. There's more work with virtue ethics. And we are going to do one more bout of database research. And so this skill of using databases is really important for English 121. It's one of the key research skills that we want you to have when you go to 122. And so you already did an awesome job with the database research when you were looking up material on egoism, utilitarianism. We're going to practice one more round of that, except this time we're going to apply it to feminist ethics and to virtue ethics. So you'll get another shot at that. I did give a quick refresher screencast in here. It's just 15 minutes to help you if you've kind of forgotten some of those ideas about how to search and what some of those tips and tricks are. So that's in there. So you'll get a chance to do a little bit more research this week, and that's week 14, and that's kind of the main thing that you're focusing on, aside from looking at essay number 4 and maybe starting to generate some of your ideas for how you want to write that essay. Okay, well, we're at about 6 minutes, so I'm going to close out there. Thank you all for taking the time to watch, and please reach out to us if you have any questions. Take care, everybody.